We have a 2x scale hotfix 1.0.3 that is releasing in a couple hours. And as you can guess by the banner, Teemo was nerfed. And I took a very quick look at the changes. Honestly, looks like he was kind of shot, to be real. But yeah, let's take a look and see just how bad this little rat was shot. Because a lot of people think this character was SS tier. I personally had him S tier. I sometimes debate if he's actually the best character in the game or not. But I guess that doesn't matter. The debates no longer matter because he's definitely nerfed. Let's put it that way. So let's go through the changes and see what's going on. Hey up back enjoyers. Quick heads up for y'all. We go on holiday break till the end of the year. So no balance patches. Oh, no balance patches from now until January 2026, probably the start of season. So we're basically having 4, maybe 5+ weeks with no balance patch, which means that we better get used to the current system. Based on our data and the routes people have found in the past weeks, we don't want to leave Teemo's current state for that long. So we're doing a hotfix to get some adjustments originally made for the January balance patch out a bit earlier. This should be live at 1 p.m. PST December 1st, which is today. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. We don't know for sure when they're going to patch. We know that there's going to be a January patch, and we know season 1 comes out in what, like 7 weeks at this point. So there's potential for actually a couple of patches before Frosty Faustings, which is the huge major that's coming up, right? Frosty Faustings 2026 has a 50 grand prize pool. We know people from Japan are coming. We know people from Europe are coming. Obviously, US will be there. It's going to be the most stacked tournament for 2XKO to date. And that happens at January 29th. And I'm guessing we'll get a couple patches before this in January, right? One for season 1 and maybe like a tune-up patch or maybe like a end of season 0 patch. Or we'll just get one big patch. We don't know. But either way, the game is going to change. But we know for the next month, and I really appreciate Riot doing this, that we know there's not going to be any changes. Meter gain reductions. Meter gain penalty for spending meter in a combo has increased from 25% to 75%. It's so funny because when I read the original text of this, how I say, note, because they actually implemented this patch like a couple patches ago, right? They added the meter gain penalty. I assume it meant that it was 25% of the original meter gain. And it turns out, meter pain gain is actually the penalty has been increased. So it's actually, they only had like a 25% penalty, and now it's a 75% penalty, which means like certain combos like Echo, S2 Super, or Ari mid combo Super, or Yasuo Mickey Super, or Teemo Mushroom Super are now going to generate way less meter, which is good because the strongest characters in the game tend to end up spending meter in the middle of their combos. Bug fix, walking backwards in certain situations no longer causes you to enter block animation for extended period of time. I wonder, I don't specifically know what this is addressing, but my first thought that came to my mind is there's like these like really whack corner cross-ups that like if you're walking back in the corner and like someone does like a jumping over your head, you'll like cross up and you're in this like weird blocking state. I'm not sure. Maybe this fixes those, but I really am not sure about this one. Maybe there's like certain moves that just like trigger proxy guard for way longer than they should. All right, so Ari did, honestly, I think these Ari changes are a very small slap on the wrist. I think she's still going to be top 4 without even checking the Teemo changes, right? Orbit Deception, so basically, Ari players would do mid combo Super 1, and it now does a little less damage. And the damage is increased by 5 on each of the non-hold version, so maybe you have more reason to use the non-hold version. Most of the time, if you wanted to cash out your combo, you did the S2 Super anyways. So maybe now there's certain situations where the S1 non-hold Super is actually better, right? And mid-air charge H is now down 5 damage, whatever. Like you get one of those a combo. It's already scaled, so that's like 2 less damage a combo. So realistically, I don't think this changes very much. She does slightly less damage on combos. She's still the same for everything else. I'm glad they didn't change the combo routes. That's a dub for me in the Riot books. I think the biggest change for her is this change, actually, the meter gain reduction. The fact that the meter penalty is so much more. So if you do an early Super 1, that you're going to build a lot less meter, and now you're going to have less meter for more Super 1s and combos. So yeah, I think this is a bigger nerf to Ari than this, honestly. All right, let's see it. Let's see what the damage is. Teemo. Teemo's overperforming in the meta. His specials did not have enough recovery and were difficult to interact with, which was leading to stalled game states and aggressively long combos. I agree. We're removing power from special moves that are overperforming to help develop clear counterplay and bring his power level more in line with other champs. Nauseous Trap. Mushrooms can now be hit when Teemo is throwing them. This is actually a change I asked for. I thought this was a little too strong. That like if you're trying to like just swing at Teemo and be aggressive, the mushroom will literally phase through you and then you'll get hit. Yeah, I agree with this. We're making mushrooms hittable after they start their downward descent on startup to make the rules around when you can hit mushrooms clear. This is actually my number one requested change. So this is cool. Mushroom aerial hurt box size has been slightly increased, so you can hit them easier. Mushroom hurt boxes are now taller when being activated. All champions can use... Okay, this is actually pretty big. I like this change too. I thought it was a little counterintuitive that certain normals like Yasuo 5M, even though the sword literally goes through the mushroom, you couldn't actually hit the mushroom. So it looks like now you can use some standing normals to destroy them as well, which I'm okay with, right? I think that lowers the power level, which... while maintaining, you know, some of the strength of mushroom. I thought it was very weird how some normals just look like they're going through mushrooms, but they weren't. Mid-air sharpshooting scout. After using this move, Teemo will no longer be able to perform another action until landing. Landing recovery reduced by 4 frames. Teemo can no longer avoid landing recovery when using mid-air sharpshooting scout. It's too spammable. Yeah, so basically it sounds like, so what you could do is you could fire the slingshot at a certain height that you wouldn't have additional recovery, right? I mean, that's actually like most heights. Unless you like TK'd it or something, you weren't getting that additional height. But it looks like if you TK it or something, then you will have a little less recovery, which is nice. Basically, you're always, I'm guessing, you're always going to have this additional landing recovery when you activate the slingshot. Teemo now has a larger custom hitbox, hurt box, so it's easier to hit them. That's good. All right, Bandle Dash no longer ignores minimum damage scaling. Yeah, for some reason it just did more damage than it should. It was a bug, and damage has been reduced too. Interesting, because I thought this was the worst thing was that they just ignored damage scaling. So I'm surprised they reduced the damage as well. That's a much bigger damage nerf than something like this, in my opinion. Mid-air Bandle Scout. After using this move, Teemo will no longer be able to perform another action until landing. Landing recovery reduced by 1 frame. Interesting. This needs tested. I think when the patch goes live, we will test this. I don't know what this means. So a lot of people do these like slight landing, like literally right off the ground, forward air S1. Is that landing recovery reduced, or is it like there was just a glitch where it always had landing recovery or it never had landing recovery? That's what I suspect, but we'll see. Hit stun decay of final hit now scales with combos up to 50% of max hit stuns. Previously did not scale with combos. Oh, okay. So yeah, you could probably after break bonus, like combos are going to drop. Uncharged version only, hit stun of final hit increased by 5. So maybe they actually do want to keep certain ARS1 combos, right? I guess we'll literally have to test it. Advanced combos that use mid-air Bandle Dash were too easy to access and too loopable. These changes are designed to let the mid-air Bandle Dash be used early in combos, but reduce loops and overall damage. That's the vibe I get, is like, you'll probably still be able to do the air like loops, but like certain things like OTG after throw and then get a mid-air Bandle Dash, I don't think you're going to be able to do that. Super Noose. Nauseous Surprise, final hit reduced by 10. Okay, whatever. Correct minimum damage scaling. This move was doing far too much damage. Yeah, that's funny. So it looks like they're decreasing, or they're increasing the scaling and they're decreasing the damage. The damage increase, like just removing by 10, is probably not as much as the actual scaling, which probably removes like at least like another 10 to 20 damage. 3H minimum hit stun to scaling decreased from 50% of max hit stun decay to 40%. Tag launcher startup increased by 3 frames. That is 12, now it's 15. Both changes to 3H and 2T disable using 3H in the tag launcher late in the combos will still maintain 3H in the S1 super, ultimate, and aerial normals. Okay, so the vibe I get is we'll have to actually test stuff. I think it'll be like anytime after break bonus, you're probably not getting tag launcher, which is good because that was kind of ridiculous. You probably also don't get like the corner mushroom loops. Forward throw now scales combo length slightly less. Okay, so it allows 3H in the tag launcher and other routes off forward throw mid screen, compensates for other teams, other routing changes. Bug fix mid air can properly be thrown. I didn't know that couldn't be air thrown. That's kind of funny. And they adjusted Teemo combo trout expert 1. Honestly, I think Teemo's okay. I think Teemo's perfectly okay. We have to test some stuff to be sure. So we'll resume the video when the patch actually goes live. So time skip time. All right, boys, post time skip Diaphone here, and the patch is out. The Lowy changes, honestly, they impact their combos by like 10 damage. It's barely noticeable. The meter changes don't impact things as much as I thought, because generally after like you get like a limit strike, you still get like pretty good meter build. So like here you see I don't get meter, and then you still get the meter that shoots up after limit strike. So I think I don't think the meter changes are that impactful, because usually super or is done at the end of the combo. The one thing I do think it's more impactful for is Echo, because again Echo does his combos like he does the super so early in the combo compared to everyone else. So for example, I'm playing Echo, I do this, and I do like a Echo B&B, like I'm not building jack shit here, right? Obviously I can like still end the limit strike, but I don't think those, basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think that change is as impactful as like I thought it was going to be, because limit strike's generally unaffected, and also you get so much meter in this game, right? So that brings us to the rat in the room. Yes, that's Teemo. A lot of his combo routes are nuked, as expected. So like I thought they were going to keep this in. They did not keep this in, right? So he does have pretty noticeable like end lag, so that you can't get certain like combos after the spin dash. I'm actually really surprised stuff like this doesn't work. So like if I do this used to be my go-to like stable combo. I do 3H in the tag launch. This doesn't even work, right? So you basically have to keep the combo super short with Teemo if you want to go into like 3H tag launcher like that, right? Which is like a pretty significant nerf, at least compared to like Ari or like some of these meter nerfs, right? Same thing, like you could probably imagine something like this no longer works, because again this has just way less hits. So I actually dropped the combo there, but take my word for it, it doesn't work either. The mushroom change is actually pretty significant too, so I think it's easier to get around the zoning. So for example, like mushroom. I can hit this mushroom with like a bunch of things. Like I can hit it with the pan. I can hit it with the 5H. I can hit it with darts. So yeah, very, very impactful change that I think is gonna make a huge difference. I actually just realized Teemo is gonna struggle with Yasuo now. I think Teemo did quite well in the Yasuo. I just realized. Oh, this only clears one of the mushrooms. Never mind. I thought this was gonna clear the mushrooms like fully. Looks like it only impacts it as he's coming out. All right, that would have been like drastic. But Hasagi itself, Hasagi, because it actually whiffs over. All right, that's probably very good for Teemo. But stuff like 5M, I can now do this to beat the mushrooms. Didn't used to be able to do that, which is actually really nice. But yeah, this is. Oh, also, it looks like if I hit one mushroom, the Hasagi like hitbox expands or something. I don't know. There's something going on there. But yeah, Teemo very obviously nerfed. I think this is one of the most impactful nerfs I've seen in this game yet. That being said, I think Teemo is so good that he's probably gonna still be top 4, if I had to guess. He still has super tag. He still has mushroom super. He still has really good zoning. He still has slingshot tag. But I think overall it's just a lot easier to get in. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the patch below, and take care, y'all. Peace. Tag launch after shroom super does not work either. Yeah, that's cooked as well. All right, peace.